Are you feeling like you're in your midlife and you just don't know where all your friends went? You're feeling really lonely and you're not quite sure how you got here in your 50s. Well, you're not alone, by the way. That's a really common problem. Loneliness is one of the biggest things within midlife that nobody wants to admit to. So let's dive into that, shall we? Because I'm going to tell you why you feel like you do, first of all, but also how you can change it, especially if you're starting over again in midlife. As many of us are. Okay, cool. If we haven't met before, my name's Lindsay and I help midlife women to reinvent themselves so they can design a life that they absolutely love. So let's jump into it. Okay, I don't know if you've ever heard of the whole reason, season or a lifetime thing with friends. The reason is you've got a common goal, or you've got something to learn from each other. That can be quite a spiritual thing because sometimes you're like, oh my God, why was that person even in my life? And it's because there is a lesson in there somewhere. They helped you to develop, they helped you to grow. So that might be a reason. Or it could be that you had to achieve a common goal. The season could be your neighbour for years, whilst the kids are at school, a job you're in. All of these are a season. Now, what makes it really special though are the people who really hang around quite often are the ones who are a reason and a season. And they are the ones who become lifetime. Quite often, not always, because sometimes we outgrow them. And I'm going to come on to that more. So stick around to the end because I'm going to give you 5 ways that you can, that's 4, 5 ways that you can figure it out and, actually get around it. Because the other thing that comes is if you are still in your marriage, it's a crazy situation because the kids have left and it's that whole empty nest thing because you feel like you don't know each other. You're like, who the heck are you? I haven't, We've co-parented for all this time, but who are you and who am I? So these are all really common situations. First of all, please know you're not alone. There is nothing wrong with you. It's not that you're unlikable. It's not a midlife crisis. Right, but what is it then and why does it happen? Okay, if we work with the whole reason, season, lifetime, you are coming into a new version of you. And so you have outgrown many of your seasons and you've outgrown many of situations in your life that you are reaching out for people, which of course is a reason. Like if you need to learn something or you need help with something, that's quite often midlife women aren't very good at reaching out for help. So that's one thing, is start to ask for help more and don't have to manage everything on your own. Because as you seek out people to help you with weight loss, it could be fitness, it could be a business you're trying to start up, anything like that. Reach out for help because it's actually a way of getting to know new communities. And I'm going to come on to that later on because I've got something for you. The other thing is we don't put ourselves in positions very often that we have to stretch ourselves and we have to meet new people because it's quite easy just to stick with your old habits. Now, one way to really kick yourself out of that is to move to a completely new location, which if you're going through some sort of midlife awakening, that's not uncommon, that you completely scrap everything and you start over. So this is to help to, build your network and make friends again. The third one is put yourself in a situation. So do stuff that you love, because as you do stuff that you love, you're going to meet like-minded people. For me, when I moved here, it was the running club, it was going to the gym. It's a bit like social media. You got to show up loads of times before people kind of realise you're a safe bet and realise you're a safe option. And then once you do that, then all of a sudden, you've been showing up for months, but all of a sudden people start speaking to you as if you're new on the block. And you've been there for months going, I can't meet anybody, nobody likes me. Because nobody wants to not be likeable. But quite often it's just the fact that we're all so busy, we just don't notice a new face. So you might just be that new face. So if you've been going to a gym class or you've been showing up at a club and you don't feel like you're meeting people through it yet, just keep going. Because I promise you it will make a difference. You've got to be tenacious, but be tenacious for yourself and do more of what you love. Because as you do more of what you love, you're going to give off a different energy. As you give off a different energy, people will come to you and you'll make new friends who have a similar energy. The whole law of attraction works with friendships as much as it does with money. One of the ways that I met people when I first went to Canada was through networking. And because I was running my own business and doing coaching, I started going to local networking meetings, and I found it easier to meet ladies who were in networking groups than I did school mums. I really struggled to meet school mums because so many of them, they were in the 9 to 5, they were doing their job, and I'd have been working on my own all day. I would bounce up to the school gate, delighted to see my kids, but how's your day? What have you done? What have you achieved? Well, obviously I wasn't asking that because that's a bit weird, but more like just open up chat, how's your day been? And so many of them were just so quiet. So I didn't feel like I could really bond with too many of the mums through school. I used to volunteer and stuff because you'd show up for years on end and eventually people realise you're a safe bet. And so they'd start talking to you and they'll include you in things, but not a lot. Anyway, so most of my friends were made through networking because I felt that it was like-minded women. We all had a goal. We were, we all actually made the effort to show up, and you had to do networking to make friends. And actually some of those people, one in particular, you know who you are, is still my friend today, and she's one of the ladies that I still speak to from Canada on a regular basis, and we check in with each other and we're friends. Ridiculously enough, we probably speak more now than we did when I was living in Canada. Duh, how does that work? It just does. Now, the other thing is also connecting with people that you knew from when you were really young, probably before kids, because the benefit of connecting with those people is, and this is something I found, and like last weekend I had a school reunion, but like an informal one, not like one organised with the school. And so I was together with friends from literally 30 years ago. And it was an incredibly bonding experience, because even though we've all had completely different walks of life and different experiences, we knew each other. We were kind of starting out our journey in life. And so you build different friendships. Now, when you've got those connections, if you can reconnect with some of those people, and you only separated because of a season, you only separated because of life circumstances, you didn't separate because there was anything wrong. So you could try going back to those people, reconnecting with them and seeing if you still have a connection. Because those are people who they've more moved from the season and with you on the lifetime journey, because they know you. They know who you were, and they know now they will see who you're becoming. So that's a really strong connection to, social media makes that so interesting. So I'm still on Facebook with girls that I went to school with, but I moved away from my hometown in Surrey before university. But there are still some of those people that I chat to. If I was there, like if I was visiting that area, I would connect with them and say, right, who's around? Fact is, a lot of them have moved away as well. We're kind of all over the world right now, and you'll probably find exactly the same. But if you're the type of person who has moved with your family or with work or because you wanted to for an awakening, you've got to be really conscious of making the effort to go out and make new friends. Because in midlife, it's so easy to withdraw and become very self-sufficient, because you are very capable, but also you become quieter, and people talk about losing confidence and gaining anxiety. And whilst anxiety may be a symptom of menopause, gaining confidence only changes when you actually start taking action. You can't sit and meditate and go, I'm really confident now. It doesn't work like that. You've actually got to get out and put yourself in new positions. So as I said before, find something that you love, that you're going to, actually, I think I said it before. This is about the 30th take of this video, so I may have said it before. Anyway, find something that you're really interested in, and that way you'll just attract, the right sort of people that you can really bond with. Now, based on that, I have started a group because I've done networking both locally and internationally with a mastermind group many years ago. And the connections I made with those women, because we all had a goal, and because we were all showing up to be our best selves, we got to a completely different level of kind of seasonal friendships. I guess we were all there for a reason, and I guess we were together for a year, so it was a season as well. You do build a deeper bond if you are growing yourself and you grow with other people. It makes a massive difference. Now, early on, I actually touched about if you're in a marriage and you're feeling really lonely. Even that situation, whatever you decide to do with that, and obviously I don't know what stage you're at, you need to find something that you're comfortable in doing, because you can't just rely on your partner to make you feel unlonely, if you know what I mean. Because loneliness is this sounds so daft, loneliness is a really personal thing. Duh! Yeah, I know that. But loneliness is a really personal thing, and you are actually the only one that can change it. It's how you put yourself out, how you change your energy, that will make you a way more attractive person to hang around. And even that's for your kids to come home to, for your partner to say, oh, let's go there, not take you for granted. You have to stand in a really powerful, grounded energy in order to exude that energy and therefore attract people back to you. So I say it's like the law of attraction. It works on everything. But as your confidence grows, again, people are like, oh, I want to be with that person. They're fun to hang out with. And it's so daft, because it's like anything. When you stop really caring about the outcome and the result that you wanted when you were caring about it earlier is exactly what happens. When I moved to this part of England, which I'd never even been to before, only a few years ago, I had to put myself out there. And I started a community group. I went out walking every day, and through that I met a group of friends. I got a part-time job which also got me out into the community, so I wasn't just at home doing my own thing, because I knew how important community was for me. On those days that you go out, and especially if you are an entrepreneur or you're working from home, the days that you go out and you can actually make connections with people, for me, that was really good for my mental health. And it ups my level of security. I feel safer. I feel more joyous. I feel more grateful. And all of it really stems from the fact that we are sociable beings. We need to have communication with people. It doesn't mean I need to go out for dinner with people or, hang out with them, because I'm still a middle-aged lady who really likes my own company and likes to go to bed pretty early. But to be able to be sociable and have those connections and feel like you're part of something, that ticks that box of not feeling lonely and feeling like you have friends. Something that I've learned being in that group for a year with the women when we were all working on things together, I've created a community online, and it's called the Midlife Freedom Club, and it is it's early on, so it's growing, so you'd be a founding member if you joined right now, and it's free to join right now for founding members. But within this community, I provide coaching weekly, you get questions answered, there's training and ebooks and resources in there for you. It's a place that we all support each other whilst we're building this next chapter and whilst we're designing our new chapter. Because sometimes when you're pushing yourself, when I say sometimes, I mean always, when you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, it's really easy to fall back, to go quiet, to sit in something that feels a bit more comfortable. In the group, I'm like an accountability partner. I will be running, I don't want to say challenges, I want to say quests. We will be running quests. And those quests are for you to say, right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it for 21 days. And we have that quest that we report into each other or be accountable within the group for those 21 days. For whichever the quest is you decide to join, we will do that quest for 21 days. And more than anything, each time you do it, each time you show up, each time you check in, you are building your confidence, you're building your trust in yourself, and you are building that one step closer to designing the dream life that you really want. So if you don't feel like you've got the community and you don't feel like you have the support, please come and join us at the Midlife Freedom Club. I will put the link below this video. I'd love to see you there. There's no charge at the moment. It's up to you now I know this sounds daft, it is up to you to start taking action, because taking action is the only way that you're going to start making new friends and building those new connections. And I mean, don't even get me started on the whole idea of midlife dating, because that's a whole different ballgame. But when it comes to making other friends, there are so many ways that you can do that locally or even online. Many of my really good, supportive, encouraging, go-to friends are women I've met because I've been challenging myself and because I've been pushing myself out of my comfort zone. And as they've been doing it too, that's how you know what the other person's going through. And so that's one of those real things of a reason and a season. Whilst you build your new chapter, have people in your life that hold you to your highest standard and to encourage you and to see the light in you and to support you. Does that make sense? And I'm delighted that you're here. So if this video is helpful, please drop a like and a subscribe. Come over and check out the Midlife Freedom Club. I would love to see you in there, and I will be there supporting you all the way whilst you're building this new chapter, whilst you're designing this life that you love. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.